Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. Sorry I was rolling some bobbins, but I think I got enough for now. So it is now Monday, the 28th, I think. Yeah, the 28th. And I am just kind of finishing what I pulled out last night before the whole power surging and power problems. But I am going to put together a scrap project. But before I do that, don't forget, if you are new to my channel, hit down there, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, get notifications when I am live and or post videos. Today will be an off and on live thing all day, so don't freak out if you get a ton of notifications from me. So I'll just go on off and on all day today since there's no kids. Other than that, don't forget to like my videos and share them as well. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure you could see on the table in front of me, those are the things I pulled out in last night's video. And then I went and grabbed stuff from other projects. So I grabbed these, which are, I think, like 5-inch, 2.5, and probably 1.5-inch strips. And then I had these leftover layer cake squares, and I'm going to use those as well. And somehow I'm going to turn all this into something. It'll probably be small. It's not going to be huge. But given the fact that I am using some 10-inch squares with it, it might end up sort of on a good size, you know, for kids. Plus, they're very boy-like colors, and it's time I start making more boy-related stuff and not just girl-related stuff. All right, so let's put this here. We got Teresa, Dewana, June. Hi, guys. Okay, so I'm going to move this mouse out of my way as well, and I'm freezing. I have to have the window open for some airflow in here, but it is cold. I can't even go outside. Today was supposed to be mattress shopping day, or at least test out mattresses and find something I like, and there's no way I'm going out there in that wind. It is like, I don't know, 50 degrees. It's freezing for me. I don't do cold. So I'm going to postpone my mattress hunt until another day because there's just no way I'm doing it right now. All right, guys, so let me put this mouse out of the way. Let's just put it up here, I guess. And tip this down just a little bit more. There we go. No, not there. There we go. So again, I have these left over from, I think, baby quilts that I did and sold. They're just like random sizes. Some of them look, well, let's just see. Okay, so some are 3 inches, but not fully because they're kind of crooked. Oh, 3-inch by 5-inch. Those all look about, no, that one doesn't look, no, 3 inches. Yeah, that one's not 3 inches. It's 2 7/8. So some of these are going to be smaller than others, and I think I'm just going to trim them all down to one specific size. And I think some will just stay at 3 inches, though, because most of them are looking really close. Really, really close. The off the number, though, the harder it is to line everything up. Yeah, I'm going to probably just go with 2.5 inches. So there'll be a little bit of waste, but they were scraps in the first place. So, wow, that one's even bigger. That one's like 1, 2, 3, 3.5. Wow, look at that. So yeah, they're all different sizes. There's a ton of them. But I think I'm going to start with, see, so there's lots of colors, and then there's a solid gray, and then there's this solid turquoise, which goes great with these. And then there's this layer cake leftover pieces, and it's all black and white, and they're all the same pieces. So I pulled them out of something and decided not to use them. So some are that, and some are that. So these will all go great together because there's already a black and white piece in here. And look at, you put that on there, you can't even find it. So I'm going to do something with all this. Don't know what, just going to do something. And I'm going to start with those layer cake pieces because I kind of had an idea with those before I do anything else. I'm just going to move all that out of the way. I'm going to take 4 of these. I know it seems silly. I'm going to take 2 of each and separate the pile wherever it separates at. Make 2 piles. I don't even know how many pieces there are. And the lighting is a little different today because I have the window open, but I had to have the air from the window. I'll take these 4 And start by making a star with these. Because like I said, I have random ideas all the time. And you guys have probably seen this by Missouri Star Quilt Company, except I'm doing it just a little bit different. And I'm going to take these 2.5 inch strips, and I'm going to make a star here. And then there'll be one here. And then one here. Because I'm only going to get one because I don't have enough pieces. Actually, I do have enough pieces. I could just cut those. And here. 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 And here. So I'm going to make a big star first, because this is probably one of those tops that get pieced together all funky like. I think that's what I'm going to do, is take these got to be 5 inches, because those are 2.5, I could tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yay, they're 5 inches. So I can actually make more than one of these blocks by cutting those into 2.5 inch strips. Let's move that out of the way. Like I said, you guys have probably seen Missouri Star Quilt Company do this. I'm going to take one at a time. And I'm going to put this over on the bottom, match up that corner, and sew across to where when I fold it over, it's about 2 inches from the bottom. When I sew it over, they're going to be wonky as well. So I'm going to sew from this top corner on down to there, creating star points. And they won't be the same. They will be funky. I'm just going to sew on this as the line. Hi, Brenda. Okay. There we go. So there's one, and I am going to have to use the iron for this. So let's turn that on. I didn't think anything of it before I started. All right. So for now, I'll just get one piece put on all of these until the iron heats up. So let's put it from the bottom right there into the top right there. As long as it covers. Okay. Number 2. Put this one on here. About right there. I guess I come from this end. And I'll show you guys what I'm making the further I get in. About right there, right there, and around. Hi, Brenda. All right, so now I'm going to iron and then add the second piece to all of these. Oops, I dropped the mouse. I'm going to iron it, and then I'm going to cut away the back because that's just how it's going to work. Hoping that I'm attaching these all to the correct sides as well. I'll look though in a second as soon as I use the thing to cut it away. So I'm making stars, if you haven't caught on yet. And I'm going to end up with more scraps again, but that's okay. They probably won't be usable scraps. All right, let's turn the camera back to where I don't want too much of the light from the window shining in like that. There we go. So now let's trim away So first we'll use the block as the guide. Hold on a second. And then I'm going to trim away a 1/4 inch because I don't want that fabric showing through. So I know you guys have seen Missouri Star do this. And then I'll come in and pull away that 1/4 inch seam. Like this, because I don't need it. So there's one piece. Move them out of the way. And they're all going to be wonky. These are not going to be the same size. They probably won't even match up. And that's okay with me, because this is a scrap quilt. By no means is it supposed to be perfect. Two. So I'm going to make a few of these, I think. And then mix in all that other stuff. Pull underneath. How's everybody doing today? Everyone have a good night? Get a good night's sleep? And then one more. I did not get a good night's sleep, but I got some sleep. Come on. Okay. So for now, I'm just going to toss that pile on the floor. I'll clean everything up later. So, like that. Oops, like that. That was not supposed to happen. There's going to be 2 anyway. So it's going to come from here. And this one's going to come from here. And I started with the other one on top first. I shouldn't have, but that's okay. That one's going to go there. And this one's going to go here. Like that. So now, sew on the other ones. So I'm just going to keep them on the side so that I don't forget what side I'm actually sewing on. Come in. Like I said, they're not going to match by no means. Hi, Jim. Let's see. And I said hello, hello, hello. Luana's almost done with her 14th grandson baby quilt. Awesome. Going to post a picture on the page. Okay, I can't wait to see it. I'm excited. I like when you guys post. It just got off of work. Ooh. I was watching your last post. Yeah, I had to go because of the power, so all this just sat here. Okay, so that one can just sit here for a second. And we'll put this one on. This one on. So one's going to overlap different, but I don't care. And then this one goes on this side. It's all about having fun. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm going to go press all these back. Now that there's a piece on every single one, and then we'll cut again. And we'll start to see me creating a big jar. It's going to look so cool. I like when you mix a shade of color with blacks and whites, just random. And one more. All right. Sorry for all the turning in advance today, but I want you guys to be able to see everything that I'm doing. My whole entire unit again is falling. I don't want it to fall. Okay. Don't want it to fall. All right. Let's do this again now. We're going to trim it and then trim it a second time. So we start by trimming it the size of the block. And then we'll take away that extra seam because I don't want that to show up behind the blue fabric. There's one. I'm going to do this from the back side. Notice I'm cutting the long side first in case I want to use the scraps from it for something else. Kind of doing that on purpose. Just in case I want to sew them together. They won't be very big, but 2, 3. Oh, and I thought I would let you guys know, Scott already checked the mail today. There was nothing in the box besides junk mail. So no blocks have come in, for those of you who are curious if a block has came in since you guys asked. I told you he was checking it today. Okay, number 3 and one more. Trim away this right here. Again, I'll just take all these and throw them on the floor right there for now. I know it's going to be a lot to clean up off the carpet, but I should just keep this thing up here with me because my screen is being covered. Hello, Suburban. Okay. All this now. They together. Ooh, it's going to be so funky. So funky. And that one goes that way. And that one that way. Yep. Creating a big, huge 4-patch. So now, put these 2 right sides together. These 2 right sides together. And I don't care about the direction of the fabric. I know you guys probably just noticed that. I don't care. Again, I don't care if the star points meet up either, because this is just for fun. And I'm going to make sure that I stay on 1/4 inch here, because I'm really so bad at that. So now it's just one big, huge, large 4-patch. This is just to give you guys ideas what you can do with scraps. Okay, so now those are together. So now these 2 could go together. One long seam, and then we'll press the block. And I'll have one block towards my funky quilt. I'm going to nest the seam right here, which it's automatically laying nicely. Oh, we should do, no, that's not going to match either. I was going to say I should nest that too, but it's not going to. Word. Scamp. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to press this, and I have myself a really cool star. I'm just going to press from the top first. Or not. Yes. Let's press this seam this way first. Okay, that seam was that way, and then those were. Trying to make sure it lays somewhat flat because there are a lot of seams right here from joining those stars. Just kind of placing the iron on them. Just to push it down. And then come from the top. Add a little bit of steam. And that was enough contrast. Look at that. That's me a nice cool star. Make a couple more of those. So there's the star. Isn't that cute? All right, so let's do that a couple more times, except this time I'm going to try to remember the one side and then the other, going in the same direction. Do one side first. All right, so I'm just going to lay this out of the way for now. Ooh, and I have some other fabric that I can add to this for border or something. All right, let's cut some of these all up into 2.5-inch strips. I'm just going to cut them all one at a time because I doubt they're all the same, but you never know. So we're turning all this into 2.5-inch strips also. Doesn't really matter if they're perfect because they are just star points, but I do want straight edges to sew against, if that makes any sense. I'm kind of starting to get an idea in my head of what I'm going to do with this whole thing. I don't have any more of this color, so unfortunately anything that I do build with the rest of the stuff will have to be a different color, like black or something. I'll have to open up another fabric or some black and then see what happens. I need something that contrasts though, that's like a blue or a black or a white. I don't think white will work though. But again, it's just a scrap project and I have to add a little bit of yardage to it. I'll look at the comments in a second, guys. I'll probably be able to get 3 big star blocks, maybe 4. I'm not counting as I go, unfortunately. I should be, but I'm not. Okay. So let's do that 4 patch again. I need this now. So 2 of these. And 2 of these. And only because the other one is facing a different way, I'm going to purposely make this one face a different way. So let's add this side, this side, this side, and this side first. That way I make sure I'm doing it correct with the overlap. I took a class once and the instructor made us measure every seam. If it wasn't perfect, she made us rip it out. She kept telling me scan. Really? A class where a teacher purposely made you guys rip things out? That's kind of dumb. She said 1/4 inch minus the width of thread. I asked that weight. She hushed. Crazy. Yeah, the scant seam is, or scant 1/4 inch seam is, I don't know the word for it. It's just smaller than the 1/4 inch. Let's throw this one on. I'm just going to chain piece them through now. I made one, I could keep making the rest now, just like this. apart, press, and do all the trimmings, and then add the next piece. So instead of turning the camera, you guys know how I'm pressing these. Just rolling them back real quick, and then I'll be right back. I know I should put the pressing in the camera frame, but unfortunately I don't feel like moving the ironing board and being crowded up right there at the machine. Okay, so now trim them all. That. And then pull away as it's see-through, sort of. Like you could tell with blacks, you could tell. I would say if it's a white fabric behind here, like solid white, I wouldn't trim away the back, just leave it. But because this is black lines, it is 100% noticeable. So I'm trimming from the back side, making everything nice and flush. And then trimming away my inner seam. This is fun. I like messing with scraps. Not everybody does, but I do. But for those of you who want to mess with scraps, I like to give ideas of what you can do with them. For those that like to keep them, like me. Keep them for some further in the future projects, like right now. Having fun with it. All those pieces and toss them down. Yeah, I definitely am going to use those to make something else. I'm looking at them on the floor going, I can sew those ends together and then create an elongated piece. All right, let's put it the same way. 1, 2, 3. Did it again? What? That one was this way. Look at that, I did it again every time I do it. I don't know why that keeps happening. You guys even see how I'm flipping that? I don't know why it's doing that every time. All right, doesn't matter. As long as I add to the opposite side. So I'm going to add to this side. Oh, I'm going to add to this side. Let's see how I'm flipping that. This side. And this side. Like that. Why do I keep doing that? It's like I'm doing it right in front of you guys, and you saw me. I didn't move anything. It stayed. Now what's going to happen is these are going to be up and down instead of side, one to the side like the other block, but that doesn't matter, honestly. Let's see. Hi, Linda. Probably applies to whatever thread you're using at the time. You should have told her scat. The blocks I'm making right now for Tiffany call for a scant 1/4 inch. I don't follow that the block turns out too small. Well, oh no. Yikes. Okay. Line this over, tip that top, make sure everything's going to go, and so on down. There. I seriously had no idea how I turned that piece though just now. I'm still thinking about it, guys. How did it happen? It's the fabric. It's confusing because it's like a curved herringbone almost. It's drawing me into dizziness. That's okay. It's still looking cool no matter what. using this morning, first time. Thought I did it wrong. That was funny. All right, I'm going to press these real quick. You guys know how I do that. These are definitely cute though. Good use of my scraps for sure. All right. Let's trim these. My phone is going crazy today. Machine and hand paper piecing. Two. Having fun here, guys. This is so much fun to mess with scraps and make something really different. The cool part about using scraps is it's something that nobody else has done, nobody else has made, because the scraps, when you put these together, it's not like following a pattern when you do stuff like this, whereas following a pattern, somebody else has made that pattern. This is 100% freehand, just free brain piecing, you know. So everything is 100% random. So let's lay this back out again. Like that. And now to sew it together. And this will make 2 blocks. Hi, Audrey. Can you show us what you are trimming off? Yeah, I'll do it on the next one. So again, I'm going to go right sides together. It's kind of hard because I can't pull the camera too close, but I am trimming off the back side of every block. But I'll show you as best as I can from as close as I can after I sew these together on the next ones. Make sure I have my guide or else I screw up. Slide this next one through. Okay, they're still hooked together, so all I have to do is flip them open, put them right sides together. I'm not even going to press anything because, well, I don't need to. I'll press it when I get to it. Line these 2 ends up and slide these on down through. I love stars. I love everything, actually. I like making all sorts of stuff. I especially love when I can take my scraps from other projects and put them together and create something that nobody else has done. And now we have another block. So let me press this and I'll be right back. So I'm just going to put my heat over this, knocking it down, just pressing from the back side real quick, and then I'll come show you guys. So there'll be 2 blocks done. So this one does have a lot of bulk, but it's not at the corner, if that makes any sense. It's not in the corners. at that 1/4" seam. So when I go to join all sorts of stuff together, it's not going to matter. It's not really that bulky. But I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. All right, I have a nice flat block. And there's flat block number 2. So what I'm saying is on these seams, there's a lot of bulk right here. It's not like too much, but there is at least more than a 1/4" from where the bulk starts to wherever. So when I join these to another piece of whatever, it's not going to be too thick. And some of them I won't even lose the star point. Some of them I might be really close, but I don't think that's going to matter because it's a scrap quilt. So now I have 2 of these done. Now let's make another one, and then I will do my best to show you guys what I'm cutting away. So let's do it again. Let's make sure that there's 8 more pieces. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see how many are left. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. So there's only 6 left to only get 3 blocks total. So, but I could still mess with another color and throw a random color in. Let's try this again. I'm really curious as to how this turned. Okay. Let's going to start on this block right here on this edge. Then I'm going to go to this one and put it on this edge. Then I'm going to go to this one and put it on this edge. Go over here and put it on this edge. So it should look funky laying it down. Now let's sew it together and find out how it got turned. Because I'm really curious. Hi, Karen. It's nice to watch you on my morning train commute. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to start with that one. I'm wondering how it turns every time. It's really got me wondering. So I'm going to put it right back where it was. There's no turning now. I cracked myself up. Okay. So I'm lining these pieces up. For anybody wondering, I took my 2.5" strip and my 10" square, and I'm lining it up about 1.5 inches, 2 inches from the corner, going up to the other tip. So it's kind of on there crooked, and then I'm sewing using this strip as the guide to sew on. That way when I flip it over, it'll cover the whole thing. Okay, so now I'm going to press these real quick, and then I'll show you what I'm trimming off. Oh my God, that one was so close. 3. And number 4. Like that. So it looks kind of funky. So what I'm trimming away is I'm turning the block upside down, so you can see that. And the first cut is I'm lining my ruler up with the 10" square, chopping away all this excess right here. So you can see it's kind of see-through a little if I hold it in certain light. So I'm getting rid of all that you can see. So I'm using this as a guide, the 10" square, cutting away this first, and then this top piece right here. So let me put this right here. Almost start with piece 1. So I'm turning it upside down. So the first cut is getting rid of all that excess, making it the same size as the block. So there's that. Now it's the same size as the block, right? The thing that I'm doing second is I am folding this back and cutting this way because it is kind of see-through. If I was using a white fabric, this wouldn't matter being behind here. It would just make this a little bit darker and it would look okay. But because this has got black in it, you could see through it. And I know you can even see it on the camera. See, it's see-through. I don't like it. And it's not that the fabric is see-through, it's just black behind it. So I'm just pulling it back the way it was originally, lining up my 1/4 inch line on the edge of the blue because I sewed a 1/4 inch seam, and just trimming that excess away. So I have these 2 pieces, which in turn later, I will just sew them together like this. I will have fun with it. And then I just fold it back over and it becomes what it's supposed to be. So let's trim away all of these. Again, the block is the guide at first. So I'm using the block, lining it up, cutting away the excess from my strip first. On both sides. There's not much at the top, just at the side mainly, and just a little tiny tidbit at the top. So it becomes equal. Now it's 1 equal piece. And then I open it up, folding it back as if I just sewed it on, and trimming away the excess fabric level with the line for the seam. And then once it's folded over, it becomes a block. So I'm just doing that over and over until every single one is cut. Oops, I don't know why I flipped it already. The block is my guide, and I'm just using the edge of the pinking as the size of the block because it really doesn't matter. So then I fold it away. Make sure you get the whole thing because it was pressed, so it's kind of a whatever. There we go. Again, just flipping it upside down, and I'm cutting along the edge of the 10-inch square. And I'm going to do it again when I sew on the other ones. So I'm going to take my pile, throw it on the floor. Oops, I have one more piece to throw on the floor, so I didn't get as far as I thought I did. Just now trying to explain it. Missouri Star does this. I think they only do 1 tip though. All right, so let's line this back up again. And this one. Oh yeah. See, I did it again. How did I do that? I have no idea. That one will go there. And that one will go there. Hold on, let's see. Nope. No matter what I do. That's kind of funny, guys. How that piece is getting turned every time. That's the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing. How funny is that? Hold on, let's see. I laid it this way when I first did it. So this one would have been here, there. And nope, no matter what I do, one piece is always turned. That's interesting. Either way, I'm still adding 2 sides to every single one. So again, this better not get turned because the second half spin doesn't. All right, so I'm going to line it up about putting it on there, my strip, about right here, coming over to this end with it, and then I'm going to sew as this piece is my guide right here on the edge. So it's about, I'll just tell you right now, it's about 2 inches. And it's a 2.5 inch strip, so I'm going to take a 1/4 inch away for this, and I need a little bit on the hangover side. Once this piece is flipped over, you want to make sure that it covers the whole corner. So again, I'm just putting it on an angle like that. Put another one on right here, and right here, and right here. Now I have a start point on each side of the block. Try different colors on each side. Oh, hi Diane, by the way. Hi Tanya. And I showed that good enough for you guys. Audrey asked, I think. Hold on, I'm scrolling to see. Yeah, it was Audrey. And it's in the description box below. Are you getting ready to send birthday? Where do I find the address? My address is in the description box below. There's links to everything as well as my address that says, I like Happy Mail. And then it has my address. Hi, Michelle. Oh, I saw Karen already. I said hi. Okay. I think I got it all. Yeah, there's a little arrow below. Below the video, there's a little tiny arrow, like by the subscribe area. And there's a little arrow, and you hit that, and it'll open up the whole description box. Okay. Well, let me get these guys on. And let's see, it was Diane who said a different color. I could mix a yellow. There is yellow in here, but I could also make a couple of these as little itty bitty stars because I have these little pieces. So I could make a couple of them little tiny ones, but I'll cut them down into 5-inch square. That's what I'll do. I'll cut the rest down into 5-inch squares. That way I can do that. Oh, it looks like Angela Walters is live, so I'll understand if you guys leave me. I think it's a quilt thing that she's doing, a follow along though. So it's okay. I usually don't. I used to. Now it just happens all the time. I used to not go on when other people were live, but because I know you guys watch the bigger channels as well. But unfortunately, I can't stop that now because I watch so many channels and you guys watch so many channels. So I just go on when I go on now. Not going anywhere. I'm attempting your block again using scraps this time. Okay, Diane. You guys, I mean, they don't have to be perfect. The size is the thing that counts. It's what you guys like and the colors you like. All right, let me press these and I'll be right back. And yeah, I think I'm going to chop the rest down because this is scrappy, so I'm just putting anything and everything together. I'm pretty sure this will turn out pretty awesome no matter what I do with all this. And it's going to be different than anybody else has made, so I'm just having fun and showing you guys what can be done with a big, huge pile of scraps. All right, let's trim all these up. Again, on the second time around, it's the same thing, except on this end, you're now trimming away the excess from the block using the newest part of the block as the guide. So you can see that straight line. So the newest part of the block is now the guide on this one. So I just do that, line everything up, open the block up, and trim away just the same as before, except I'm using the new part of the block as the guide. So one down, 3 more to go. So anything that is sticking out funky when you turn the block over is what you're trimming away when making these stars. And you guys don't even have to have scraps to do these. You can make these from a layer cake and jelly roll, or a layer cake and some yardage. Like I said, Missouri Star has a tutorial. I don't remember what it's called, Starburst or something like that. But I remembered it when I was looking at, I had already had these strips cut from another project, so I was looking and going, hey, what about that? This was a last minute decision when I came on live. So again, I'm just trimming away the excess, and now the excess has a blue piece attached to it. So some of my scraps will have the blue on it like that, and some of the scraps will not. And yes, rule of thumb using scraps is you always end up with more scraps making a scrap project. So for those of you who are using scraps to make something scrappy, just remember you're going to have more scraps to make even more scrappy when you're finished, unless they get too small and you can't use them, which I have done, where they get so small that they're not even worth keeping. So, all right, now put it together. And I'm putting them together with all the star points towards the middle, like that. Again, right sides together. Chain piecing them through the machine.
Need water or anything?
No, I have water.
Good?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay.
Scott's in here, guys, if you want to say hi.
Oh, I'm not staying. I'm just
He's not
see if
saying.
you need anything.
What do you think of my block over there?
Oh, this one was beautiful.
I decided I don't have enough boy stuff, so I need to make more boy stuff. And this is scraps, so I'm having fun with it. So far, there's two.
It's like one of those, you stare at them and you see
different things, like
yeah.
Is it a kaleidoscope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
says the fabric's like kaleidoscope. When you look at something and if you twirl it, you see different things. It's kind of what's happening with this black fabric.
What also makes you like busy if you stare at it.
Definitely for a boy. Hi, Elaine. It's great beginner quilt, Linda. Yes, this is good for beginners. Great for beginners. All right, so they're hooked together. See, they're joined. Can't lose them. Go ahead, put them right sides together now this way. Sew down the long seam. So again, you guys could make these blocks itself out of 10-inch squares. So. And jelly roll.
What do you mean by right side's the top?
Right side of fabric, right side of fabric. Put them together. If I did it a different way, like this, and then go to flip it, you would see this side instead.
We just put the two tops together.
Yeah, but right sides together.
Okay.
If you were to put the two tops together, say like this, right, and then sew it and open it, you'd have the wrong side of fabric facing up.
The top is. The top is that.
The finished prettiness?
Yeah.
Okay, pretty sides together.
Just say the two tops is what I would say.
No, because nobody's going to know if it's not right sides together. Like clothing is going to be different.
Say it your way.
Sometimes clothing don't go together like that.
Say it your way.
Okay, he's getting curious now, guys. Asking questions. He looks different right now because he shaved his face. So he has no face hair. Oh, it's kind of funny. He always shaves right before November, a full clean shaving, so that way he can grow it out for No Shave November. Because he participates in that. And he grows his beard out for a pretty long time. Oops. That was a pretty skimpy 1/4 inch there. There we go. They're saying hi to you. Glad you figured out how to comment, Elaine. Now you can join us with all of the chat. Yes, now you can join. Okay, so I'm going to finger press this before I go to the iron. It makes it quicker for me. Just because it's going to go whatever way it wants to lay. So that one laid this way. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of finger till it is flat. Now I'm going to take it over and press it real quick. I shall return in just a minute. Oh, so pretty. I like this color, aqua color with this black. Sorry, you guys are hearing a little like ranger type golf cart, not golf cart, but I forgot what those are called. Little off-road thing, because that's how they check the water around here, the water meters. So there's another one. Nice and close. I think it's cute. So one of them is sideways and the rest are not. So now let's take one and 1 and cut them into 5-inch squares. This is going to be fun now. Cut into 5-inch squares. I'm going to make some smaller ones. Do not move it. Put it on the other side. Line up my 5-inch. Okay. So now here's one block right here. And here's another block right here. Oops. So now I'll get 2 blocks for every 2 pieces. So let's choose, let's see. No, not enough contrast. Let's do this one. Trying to look and see, you know, I want it to be okay. We'll do this one on 4 and yeah, we'll just cut them in half and do them. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut these pieces in half because now the pieces are smaller and these are like 3-inch or something. I'm just going to trim them to what I think is half and make them smaller. So yeah, like this, and I'll do 2 different colors on these ones. So this will be these ones, and then these will go to the other ones. So they're almost like 1.5 inches. Almost. They're not really that straight, but I'll use my straight cut as the sewing. And now let's choose a different color to go with it. Let's trim all these in half as well. Do like Diane says, with 2 different colors. So 2 for this one, 2 more for that one. Having fun with this, for sure. This is making it even more funner. I like when I just randomly do things, so thank you for that idea. Okay. So now these are going to be kind of crooked, so I'm going to make them as skimpy as possible. I'm also going to put these on opposite sides so that I know in advance what side they need to be sewn on. I'm going to go on this side, on that side, on this side, that one on that side. So that's how they're going to go, like that. I'm going to do this again. This way, that way, that way. So I'm going to have to be very cautious about how these lay over. All right, so we'll just build 1 block at a time and bring them close so that I can remember what I'm doing. Greener pastures, hello. And then just chime in anytime. Thank you. Not sure I have anything to contribute. Anything to contribute to what? Okay, maybe we should learn to make clothes. Who, me? I should learn to make clothes? All right, we're going to start with this little guy. So I'm going to put this on here, barely covering, making sure that when I flip it, it covers. I probably won't be able to use the little pieces left from this, but we'll see. So I'm just going to use this as my seam guide. I'm going to make sure that it flips over, and it does. This is where I need the iron next to me for this. So what I'm going to do, move that up out of the way. Use my little portable thingy as an ironing board. So I don't have to get up. Oh, for Scott, yeah. All right, so like I said, I'm doing one piece at a time right now. So let's cut that away. Oh, I probably would have been better at just getting up all the way. Doing one piece at a time, but I don't want them to get flipped this time because these are so small. I want them to line right up. So it works the same for these little ones, just cutting away the excess. I made sure that it was lining up just right. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to use those little pieces. All right, set that right there. Make sure that was on that side. So now this one will go on this side. Again, lining it up, making sure that when I sew that 1/4 inch, it's going to cover, and it is. Fold it over. Ooh, that barely. I'll switch to a smaller ruler. That way I can fit in my little area right here. Trim that away. All right, so here's one little 1/4. Now I have to make sure the rest go on the top like that. So first goes the green, and then goes this. So put that aside. We'll do this one first, making sure it's going to fold over, and it looks like it will perfectly. Cutting your quilt strips as you listen. Ooh, coin quilts, fun. Is it scrappy, or are you making it with something specific? And yes, I'm totally using my ruler as just like holding it with one hand because of the angle that I'm in. So hopefully it doesn't slide. Okay, so this one will now go on top. And that should be enough to fold over right there. Finger press it just a little before I iron it right here in my little portable ironing area. It's not much of a portable ironing area, but it is a portable ironing area. Way back. That. And there's piece number 2. So that will go there. Again, it's going to go with that one sews on first, that one sews on second. So it will go like this. Making sure that it's enough to cross over. So I fold it over to make sure that it's covering the whole piece. Once I lose that 1/4 inch seam, stay. And it is there. Vintage fabrics, not really scrappy, using 13 different fabrics. Oh, that's cool. If you're on Facebook, join the group, and or if you're already in the group, make sure you post pictures. I like to see pictures. All right. Way to that. So if you guys have any ideas for next pieces, chime in. All right, hold on. Let's make sure I'm correct here. So now this one goes on this side, like this. Okay. You see what I have to work with? Out of bobbin. Just using white bobbin thread as well, because there's so many colors in here. It really doesn't matter what color you use. You could use black, white, gray. Not on Facebook. I have no desire to monitor other social media. That's okay. No big deal. All right. That one's on there. Trim it down. I do have to say that now these will not be 10-inch squares when they're done. They will be 9.5. Make sure that sits correctly, and it does. Okay. I'm all cutting then making sure. Go figure. All right, so that one's on there like that, and one more. So I'm attaching this first. Oh, nope, that goes this way. Yeah, okay. Got to make sure they're going in the correct direction. Grass is on the correct side. Yes, it is. Trim away. They're so small, doing them one at a time is probably the smart idea, but it's going to take a long time now to put this little thing together. Right, lay it back here so I know which side this goes on. This way like that. All right, we'll line it up. Flip it back. This is going to be so cute. Trim it away. And the other one I'll make opposite, to where the blues are sitting on the top instead of the black with the yellow polka dots. So let me put this together and then I'll show you guys. All right, so on the top, and that's on the top. Oh, that looks so cool. All right, right sides together. Bring it close to me. Put my little seam guide. I know I'm gonna have to move that thing a bazillion times during this project. They give me 2 seconds and we'll see. Just helps others to find and enjoy Tiff's video on YouTube, but it's cool if you don't. I just like when you guys share stuff with me. You can even, if you don't feel comfortable posting or don't have YouTube, you can also email me photos of the things that you're doing. I love it when you guys share with me. And if you want, I can even share the photos that you share with me on other social media saying so and so made this, you know? Because it inspires not just me, but other people when we're making stuff like this. So let me fold this open. Fold that to that side. They're still hooked together. Now go this way. Down the long seam. And these ones are a little bit more bulkier because the pieces are really tiny. Nest this little center seam. But it can be made. Okay. Let's press this little guy on my little funky portable thing that's kind of laying funky because it's made of cardboard and flannel and batting, so it's not all that perfect. Ready to see this, guys? This is so adorable. Oh, so you can see those colors. Isn't that adorable? Thanks, Diane, for saying to mix up the colors. I am going to run out of these pieces, but I might have more black and white that I can add to this whole project, or maybe a gray background and mixing the rest of these up and just kind of throw it all together in different sizes. That would be fun. They get thicker though, the more pieces. All right, so let's build another one, but the opposite way. So I'm going to build the next one, hopefully where this dark color is on this side and the light color is on the outer side. So inside, outside, inside, outside. Okay, so let's make sure that works. Put this out of the way. So I'm going to leave it right here. You can see it. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? So tiny, too. Yes, it's a new block. It just happens. All right, I'm going to switch out to a smaller rotary cutter because it's definitely getting in the way with all these pieces. Let's move all this out of the way. And actually, I could do some of them with this too, because I have these are like 1.5 inches, and there's some of those. So, all right, let's get these little guys done. I'm just going to bring it over here, and I'll iron away from it because I want to remember how it's going, starting with those pieces. And to think this is being made from scraps too, guys. Leftover 10-inch squares, and all these pieces are scraps. So I put this on here like this. This on here like this. This on here like, oops. Let's put that one on the bottom like that. And this one like that. All right, let me try to sew these through without forgetting what side goes where. Move my guide out of the way. I'm not moving my pieces. I'm just flipping them around to sew them at a more better, easier angle. That way they all come together nicely. It takes me forever to finish a top, and she's going to do it in one live stream. I can't sew fast as her either. This will probably take more than one. And I've done, I know it sounds weird, but yes, I have done more than one time where I finished the top in a live stream. But that's because I designed stuff for the beginner to be easy and quick. And if I can do it in 1 hour, then you guys can do it in 2 or 3. So, all right, let me flip all these back. Ooh, that one did not cross over. Like, I'm going to count that in for the 1/4 inch. Like, I'm going to show you so that you can see. This one did not cross over all the way. See that little dinky piece sticking out right there? I'm going to call that, because that's less than 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to allow that to stay and put that within the 1/4 inch seam. So it's not going to be too bad. This is one thing you do have to pay attention to, that these cross over properly. Okay. So let's trim all these away now. It shall work. Just have to watch for that when making stuff like this. I don't like the positions that I'm putting myself in. but I needed to be able to iron next to me. One. So cold outside, but that breeze is feeling good because of the heat right next to me. All right, so here's the one that's like gonna just barely make it, but I'm gonna work it into the seam, and it should lay just fine, hopefully. Just gotta watch it with some of these scrap pieces, you know. All right. So now I'm going to lay this back. That one will be there, and that one will be there. And now I'm going to take my pieces. See, you can see this right here, laying here. I'm going to lay the opposite ones on now, so that I remember what side they're going on. And the angle that they're supposed to be. Like so, there we go. Now I'm going to sew these on. I'm just going to watch to make sure that they're covered. Hi, Vicky. Got back from giving blood for tests or donating. Make sure that hangs over just right. A little bit because I'm missing that little corner. Okay, let's press all these back. All right, trim all this excess away. See, so now it has a new corner. That's the one that was messed up. So now there is plenty of room on that one. What do you guys think so far? Are you going to try to make something like this out of the scraps? Make some big blocks and some small blocks and some randomness in between, because I'm going to run out of blocks. But that's okay. I'm going to make it work. Whatever I end up with, it will work. You get faster with every step the more you do it over and over, because it's a repetitive thing. Let's move this out of the way. We'll lay these out real quick. this, like this, that, and like that. Look at that. Now right side's the other. Run it through and I'll show you guys what it looks like after it's through. Love to stay and watch, but I need to get dinner started. It's already dinner time for you? My goodness, it's only 1:33 p.m. here. I haven't even had lunch. Yeah, let's put my guide back. I don't want to mess up. Have a problem with not making a quarter inch seam. I, for the life of me, cannot line anything up. Okay. All right, they're still hooked. And I should just give this a little pressing, one way, one the other, just so that it lays nice, because these are smaller. And everything's right next to me anyway. Okay. Now to go down this one. These are so adorable, guys, being opposite like this. One is one is the other. It looks so cute. Now let's press that back. And I'll show you. And it's okay that they don't match up because that's the whole look. They're not supposed to match up. Oh, that's so cool. I'm loving it, guys. Loving it. There's the next one. So this one, the blue ones are on top. Put that there. One, they're the opposite. Look at that. Totally cool. And I can actually go anyway. Doesn't really matter. So you guys like those? So let's do some more then. All right. Except now I'm just going to move that out of my way. Just leave it right at the window. We're going to move all these. I don't need these straps. These are too small. I don't want to work with those. So I'm just going to throw those away. All right. So 2 more pieces. Let's see how many we're going to be able to make here. I'll throw those over there. I'm going to see something. I have 1, 2 more of those left, and 2 more of those left. So 2 make 2 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll be able to make 6 more blocks. So let's do this. Cut them in half, 5 inches. And do it again. And then all this leftover stuff I'm still going to make other stuff with. So, because this is a 100% scrap quilt. So now let's line this 5-inch up. And then this one's the outside of the pinking is a 10-inch square. So just lining it up at the outside of the pinking. All right. So 2 go to one, 2 go to another. Like this. Like this. We're going to turn these ones this way. Like that. Now we're going to choose different colors. So let's do this dark black one. 24. We're going to cut them in half. And then we're going to do a major contrasting color. No, because if that sits below. Let's do this gray one. Up here. No, let's do this white one. Let me look one more time. I mean, it contrasts enough. Let's just do these. 2, 3, 4. All right. Now I'm just going to trim these in half. I'm going to try to lay them on each other to where half is on all of them exactly at the same time. Top thread is showing on back. Lesson learned. Thank goodness for Jack. All my quilts would be a disaster. I have an old machine. It does not like using different colors in top and bottom. I like the dark color first, light color on top. Well, that's the best one. Okay, I read all that. 2, 4. All right, split these in half. Like I said, they're about 1.5 inches. About. They're not really exact. Now I'm just going to try to for this one. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then those 4 go on second, and then these 4 go on first with this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That, and then these will go second on this one. All right. Gotta tie my hair up real quick, guys. Still loose ponytail so that I don't get a headache. On the bottom is the top tension. If it's on the top, it's the bobbin. Either can't fix, don't know how to fix, not sure which. All right, so I'm gonna put these upside down now. This, I did that in the first place. That way I can just chain piece all of these through. There, that should be plenty to cover the edge. Plenty to cover that edge. That, okay. Let's do that with these as well. So just remember, they have to be at an angle, and you need to be able to cover that end when they're folded over. So now I'm just going to run all these through. Try to chain piece the rest of this whole thing. There's got to be ways that you could chain piece projects like this. Make sure they all cover. It looks like they do. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yes. It's harder with the little 1.5 inch ones. Not harder, but definitely they're smaller. A lot smaller, so you definitely need to make sure that they cover with the 1/4 inch excess to do the fold over. All right, so I'm gonna press all these real quick. Those ones I finger pressed. So I can just put the iron over all of them. Like that. These ones I just need to roll back. And to make the process faster, I'm just going to stand over here and trim one piece at a time. Get it done this way. Seriously, don't need the ruler for that little piece on these ones. So tiny. I don't really have to cut the back away from these as well, because these are actually dark color on top, but I'm cutting them away anyway because I've been doing it the whole project. So in such small pieces, I don't want all that bulk. Alright, so that's those pieces. And we'll add the next one to it. That's one garbage. Trim these guys. Okay. Up. Trim the back away. Plus, if I laid the next one over without trimming this, that would be a lot of bulk, because there would be like 5 layers of fabric. So definitely don't want to do that. Must trim away. So there's quite a bit of waste, but some of the scraps I can use, some of them I'm not going to be able to, which I'm just throwing in the trash because they are too small. Last one, and then we'll put the next step on. Okay. Garbage. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so there's these guys. This one will go now on these. So I'm going to put it like this. Right there. This right there. I'm just going to put them upside down now. About where they need to be. That way I can have everything nicely lined up. I'll put these ones on. So just remember, inner corner on the top, bottom is more wide away when you're doing these. So not like this, but like this. Inner corner on the top is in, bottom is out. Like so. Okay. Now let's sew all those on. There's something up on the Machines Manufacturer's website. Do they still make Tin Lizzies? No, Tin Lizzie went out of business. It was taken over by King Quilter, which is what I own. which is handy quilters, honestly. Make sure they stay lined up. Okay, next set. More. That might not be far enough. There we go. Okay, let's press all these little fellers back. Everything looks to be covering where it's supposed to. That's good. Good sign. Okay. Now to trim away. Again, it's the same as the big ones, just trimming away a little itty bitty back piece. There's one. These pieces are definitely small now to work with, working with these sizes. And number 4. I Google it and there's a phone number up still. There's a phone number to what? Tin Lizzie? Okay. So there's one. Let's put number 2's pieces. Nice and cut and ready to go. Oh, this is so tiny. These ones are so cool too. These ones are just like the first. Opposites. They look awesome. Oh, they look so cool. I'm loving it. don't know how I became so darn creative. I didn't have a creative gene in my body all those years ago. Should have started this so many years ago. All right, let's put these guys together now. So I'm just going to put these right sides together. Everything looks to be correct. Put these two right sides together. Everything looks to be correct. And I'm going to bring it all close to me without turning or moving anything. That way I can just run them both through, make it go faster, and then I'll bring it up and show you. Oh, let's put my guide on here. I don't want to be off, just because I'm really sucky at it. Finger press this one the way it wants to go. So if that's going up, this one's going to go down. It definitely needs some iron. Okay, because these are so tiny, they do have a lot of bulk. Way more than the bigger one. Come together. Way more than the bigger ones. Nest the center up because that's the only seam to nest up. This one's super tight, as in like skinny. I'm going to lay it right here and I'll show them both as soon as it's done, but I'm pretty sure you can tell from there that they're super skinny tight tops. Definitely tiny little pieces. This one go up. This one will come down. Sides together. They're still hooked together too. That's why I just lay them there. Nest my center seam. I have so much confidence. Me? Yeah. When I'm building stuff like this, I'm definitely... Well, it's because I want you guys to be able to make it too. So if I don't have the confidence to do it, then I know you guys won't. So I have to be on top of it so that I make sure that it works out when I make stuff like this, especially out of scraps, because I'm sure you guys are going to want to make this. At least a couple of you will now. All right. These ones are definitely like superstars. So here's one. And here's the other. I have to hold them against me so that you guys can see, because they won't see it. So here's one. Black is behind. And here's the other. Black is on top. Don't they look so cool? I'm really having fun with my scraps. So much fun. So they are awesome. And when they go together in something, I think I'm going to put them together with sashing though. I think I'm going to put black or something in the whole entire quilt to combine all these random size blocks. And you know what? Let's measure these just to see what they come out as. Curiosity, I'm pretty sure they're 9.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9.5. They're 9.5-inch blocks. They'll finish at 9-inch. So if anybody wants to make something like this for birthday blocks, so let's take out the other two, and 4 of these can be combined with sashing to create. Here, let's put that there and that there. 4 combined with sashing would create the bigger block. See where I'm getting at here? So here's the bigger block. And actually, it would lay this way to be opposite, like that. So there would be 4 little ones with sashing, just a really tiny sashing, would make the one bigger block. Because it would need sashing there. Definitely not the same size. So that would look so cool. Let's see if I can't do this real quick. 2, 3, 4. Pretend there's sashing in between. Just imagine it. Just imagine it. We use my arm to hold blocks up nice. Okay, so just imagine those, and you can see the big block, but sashing around this in between, combining it to be the size of this, and then putting them all together in one quilt. So if I make 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, I'll be able to make one more set like this of 4. And then all these pieces, I can just take a black or something background and throw some in. And then same with one of these, do an opposite with all the extra pieces and create a nice big scrap quilt. So for now, I'm going to stop because it's lunchtime for me. And I'll come back later and maybe have some more taken care of and done off screen. We'll see. But I think these are super adorable. Better unplug this now before I get off of here. So yeah, there's the big block from the beginning, just so that you guys can see. Don't know how it always turned. I have 3 of these now. And then here's all these. And there's 4 of these guys. Opposites of each other's. Definitely awesome. Okay. So yeah. Definitely needs a sashing for these to be the same size as that. Let's see, it needs to be 1.5 inch. Because I'll lose that too. Yeah, I can do it, guys. I can make a scrap quilt. And there's stars. And it's cute for a boy. All right, guys, let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, they are 9.5 inches right now as they sit, these little pieces. Because it was a 10-inch square cut into 5-inch squares, or you can use 5-inch squares, 4 of them. And then used 2 different colors to create this. So, you know, on the little ends. And you don't have to do 1.5-inch strips because that's about what those were in size. It's like a 1.5-inch strip about by 5 inches, because that's what these are, is 5-inch by about 3-inch, but I chopped them in half, so that makes them 1.5. And then just built around it into a star, and they come out in 9.5 inches. So ideas for you guys for the birthday blocks. If any of you guys like stars a lot and want to try something different, that works. And it's simple, and you can use your scraps to make it. So, you know. All right, let's see. Oh, you have knocked it out of the ballpark. Thank you, Diane. I like scrappy stars. Thanks, Jim. Brenda, thank you. Love those. Yes. They look like they sparkle. Definitely. They can be the sparkle blocks. Nice block. Came out great. All right, guys. So I am going to get off of here as soon as I slide these. I'll take some still photos of the blocks that I've made so far before I go have lunch. When I get off here, I'll take some still shots real quick and then post them to the group so that you guys can see what I have done. Obviously, all the direction is here in the video. If you guys want to make something like this, it's either a big 10-inch block, creating one big star, and or it's 4 5-inch squares turned into little stars with some 5 by 1.5 inch strips. So that's how this is made. I'll take some pictures and post it, and then it'll be available if you guys want to make something like this. So I'm going to get off of here. I thank you guys for joining. Don't forget, if you are new to my channel, head down here, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, get notifications when I am live and or post videos, as well as like them, guys. You got to like them so other people can see them, and share my videos. You don't have to share every video, but I mean, share the ones you like this. I'm pretty sure a couple of you will share what you can do with your scraps. So anyway, I thank you guys for joining, and I'll be back sometime later because, like I said, I'm just going to go off and on all day today. So I do have to bind a quilt, so that'll probably be one of the things I do today. So bye, guys. Oops, now I got to get back up anyway. I'll see y'all next live in a little while.